I'm doing. Do I? No, I don't. I usually don't know what I'm doing, but that's to be expected. Hello, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of Atlantean Chronicles. Whoa, I hit the camera. Wow. Episode 21. Last time, if you haven't checked episode 20 yet, 3-2 record. That's actually not very common in this series so far, because obviously in sealed only, when you start out early, unless you're starting with a competent deck and not a structure deck from well over a decade ago, things happen. But anyway, 3-2 record, really happy. We're going to try to capitalize on this winning momentum. So moving forward, we're going to see what happens with today's episode. But before we go ahead and do that, if you would be so kind to, do the whole like, comment, and subscribe shebang. But also, let me hear your thoughts down in the comments. What do you think about this whole Umi route that we've taken with the Atlantean deck? What are your thoughts on the series overall? Let's generate some conversational topics. I don't know. I'm just talking out of my... Anyway, let's go ahead and open up today's product. The Magnificent Hunt for Toad. Box has got a bit beaten up in the mail. The stick has kind of come undone, but does not matter because we still have our 4 packs and our sleeves. And this one's closed, but oh my god. Ta-da! We have everything we need. Packs. I guess we'll have the boxes set aside. And our first sleeve is Mayakashi. Our second sleeve is also Mayakashi. Ooh, pretty. Anyway, let's go into the first box, the Mayakashi box. See what I did there? They're both Mayakashi sleeves, so you don't know which one is which. Anyway, Yadagarasu. Ooh, Blast held by Destiny. Goes in match. That is actually potentially splashable. Huh, get it? Splashable. Style Striker, Mobilize, Engage, Sword Soul, Sacred Summit. It's an all ultra rare set. Goes in match. We're in an exclusively water strategy. Water is good. Yeah. Number 93, Utopia Kaiser. Witchcrafter, Confusion Confession, Sword Soul Strife, G-Golem Token, and Mayakashi Return. I'm looking for another Xyz that is not that 93. No Utopia Kaisers I'm wanting. Incredible Ecclesia, Mudora the Sword Oracle, Ishizu Support, we'll just leave that aside. Therion Bull, Vampire's Curse, Exchange of the Spirit. So far, this box has only provided us with a Goes match, which is not terrible, to be honest. Boral Sword Dragon. That's actually a solid card. That's a solid... The original access code talker. Surgical Star Talker. A beautiful, beautiful princess. Maybe. Nightmare Phoenix. Good card. A Hero Lives. So that was the first box. All in all... Probably Goes and Match is the most useful thing that we've pulled, but we move. This is the second box. I want a totally awesome, Incredible Ecclesia, another Mudora, Draco back, Hero Lives, and an Anti-Spell. That's our second one now because we have our other one from the Dual Devastator box that we pulled many a moon ago. So Anti-Spell's actually pretty good. I like that. Ice Dragon's Prison, not terrible, not too shabby. Agito, good card. Foolish Return, Chaos Hunter, and Dark Soul Token. Don't really think... I don't know, I'm kind of always iffy on tokens being printed in like main sets like that. Yeah. I kind of wish tokens weren't in sets because it takes the place of a card that you could potentially really want, but regardless. Next pack, Change of Heart, good card, Exchange of Despair and Hope, another Goes in Match, Sword Soul Sacred Summit, and... oh boy. Good boxes, but last pack. can we end on the one card that we really want from this set? Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess, ultra rare. I'm probably gonna, you know what, swap you out because I have the gold rare version of this. For longevity's sake, I like this artwork. I'm gonna swap that in. Sky Striker token, don't know why. Sword Soul Assessment, Hydra the Wing Mayakashi, and it's a spell. Secret Village of the Spellcasters. Unfortunately, we're not playing Spellcasters. We didn't pull what we wanted, but we pulled some good potential cards to mess around with, so I will take this pull. Well, Mavens didn't give us what we wanted in terms of cards, but honestly, I'm not going to take down. Some of those pulls were pretty good. We've got some interesting text that we can add into the side deck. We have a good finisher in Boral Sword. Honestly, I can't really complain with what we pulled, but that does mean we're going to have to go back into Mavens because we still want to find that totally awesome. But with the tweaks, let's see how they do in some duels.
Alrighty, so for match number 1, we are going up against Dark World. They recently got the structure deck update, so we're going up against a very daunting task, but luckily my Atlantean deep sea combos stopped my opponent right then and there, so we win the free game. But this now means that we're going second against a deck with no interruptions in hand. They already have the Millennium Eyes Restrict as protection for any potential hand traps, so it's not like that would have made much of a difference. Unfortunately, I also do not open any of my going second cards. So this is going to be a very rough start for me. And yeah, Dark World is just basically, let's hand loop you. Let's also generate an insane amount of advantage. And it looks like my opponent has built a hand loop version of Dark World. So I am slowly losing every single piece of my hand. Luckily, I mean, depending on what they end on, if I draw the right starter, I could potentially claw my way back into this, but coach trainer burning me for a little bit, that's not really helping. Luckily, we don't have to worry about time rules on Yugioh Pro, but it is what it is. We see a Tri-Gate Wizard. I have not seen a Tri-Gate Wizard in a long time, but bit by bit, my board is not even going to be existent because at this point, I am looped for every single card in my hand. I draw a Marksman, we scoop up, we go to game number 3. Start off with the Atlantean Prince. I get hit by Droll and Mockingbird. Ooh boy. That actually hurts incredibly. I don't have my Called by the Grave in deck to help deal with that issue, so I'm sitting pretty on a tiny field, hoping beyond all hope that I do not get OTK to oblivion, which I well know is going to be impossible because this Dark World engine, alongside the dangers with the new support, as well as the big fusion hitting the field, I stand no chance, and I know I'm getting OTK'd. We scoop up, we lose our first match and our winning streak, unfortunately. But just like in any local setting, you go from a very strong rogue contender to a not as strong rogue contender. We're going against Neos. I hit the Ash on the Neos fusion. Turns out there was another Neos fusion in hand, but luckily my opponent's not playing the good Neos monsters like Rainbow and everything, so it's just the Scarab fusion, which is interestingly enough. I do get hit by the Ash, which is unfortunate, so I can't really push for insane amounts of damage, but I'm able to allow my Electric Jellyfish to float back and forth with the stealth attack, meaning that I can just control the field. We scoop up that easy win. We go on to game number 2. I try to pop off, but I get hit by an Imperm. I try to pop off a Diva. I get hit by another Imperm. Double Imperm! So I just go with a good old Citadel Whale, set stealth attack, and hope for the best. I have an Ash in hand as well, so it's a controlling state. My Ash is a perfect target for the Neos connector, and honestly, I think my opponent just bricked on too many hand traps, and they can't really get their plays started, or their plays are too fragile to start because I have the answers for them, as well as that Forbidden Droplet that's set in the background, which I can send my stealth attack to, and then activate my stealth attack. It's an easy match win. So we go into the final match for today. We're going up against Dragon Link. My opponent doesn't open the best of hands. They have double Vistula, and then I think I can manage this hand. Interesting tech though. Spirit Barrier? I do not know what my opponent is cooking. I'm able to use the Stealth Kraken to get rid of the sphere, so that way I can make my Kairyu hit the field. They just end up scooping up once they see me start to spam the board with the Kairyu on field. So we go on to game number 2. My opponent does all of this link climbing to go into the mighty Borderland Dragon. They get Kaiju'd, and that's actually the end of the match. That was a quick 2-0, and we end on a 2-1 record. Cleaning up against decent rogue decks, some not so rogue decks, and then a really stinging first match loss, putting us back at a regular winning 2 streak, but we move from there.
And that's gonna do it for today's episode. You know, that droll in game 1 still has me reeling. Yeah. My deck doesn't really have many answers to droll. We're a very search-heavy archetype, even when we go the Umi route. So going forward, this is gonna, maybe we'll see what we can do with the deck. Maybe add more, go the more extenders to help push through stuff like Droll and Lockbird, but that's a tough one to play through. But in either case, sometimes the opponent has cards like that when they side in. But anyway, thank you all so much for tuning in for today's episode. I greatly appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to reading your comments down below, and let's generate some discussion about the deck and whatnot. But anyway, I'm going to catch you all in the next episode.